Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Today we will be dealing about the third part of Lac-Éperon, and today's lecture we will be seeing about some other terms like what is a inducer, what is constitutive and uninducible Lac mutation. In case of Lac-Éperon, inducer is the allolactose. Why it is known as inducer? Inducer means which is inducing for further transcription to take place. So, in case of Lac-Éperon, the inducer is allolactose. Why it is allolactose? Allolactose is produced from the lactose. The allolactose will come and bind to the repressor. When repressor will be produced, when the repressor protein will be produced in its active site, what happens? The allolactose will come and bound, by which the repressor cannot bind to the operator region, for which the RNA polymerase will come and bind to the promoter region, and for that transcription will take place, by which the structural genes will be produced which are responsible for the breakdown of lactose. Now we will be seeing about the constitutive and uninducible Lac mutation. What is constitutive mutation? First we will be dealing about that. A mutant in which the structural genes of a operon are transcribed even in the absence of an inducer are called as constitutive mutation. See, in case of inducer, what was happening? For the induction to take place, there was needed for the presence of a allolactose, by which it will come and repress to, it will bound to the repressor, for which transcription will take place. In case of constitutive mutation, when the allolactose will not be present, in that case also the further transcription will take place. So, how this will take place? If the repressor is produced, it will come and bound to the operator. But when the operator is mutated, what happens in this case? We will be dealing in case of a diagram, we will be seeing about this point. See, what happens if this is a DNA, if it is a DNA and it is producing the repressor. And here the lactose is absent. When lactose is absent, here allolactose will be absent. So, this cannot bind to the repressor region, for which the repressor can bind to the operator region. In the operator region, repressor can come and bind to the operator region. But what happens here? The operator region is mutated. Here the operator region is mutated, for which the repressor, the work of repressor will be not expressed here. So, the RNA polymerase which is present, it can be transcribed for the formation of the genes. Now we will see about the uninducible Lac mutation. What is that? First I will erase this. What happens in case of an uninducible mutant? The expression of Lac-Éperon genes cannot be induced. Okay. Now we will be seeing about some other points in our further slide. For example, the Lac-I gene codes for repressor, and Lac+ and Lac-I plus and Lac-I minus are the wild and mutant type. That means, the Lac+ is a wild, Lac-I plus is a wild type, and Lac-I minus is the mutant type. What happens in mutant Lac-I is repressive. It means that introduction of Lac+ gene in the cell restores control irrespective of the presence of mutant gene. What happens in case of this point? It is telling that if Lac-I is a recessive part, what happens when the Lac-I plus gene, the wild type, is introduced into a shell or into a bacterial shell, what happens? It will be transcribing. When the Lac-I will be introduced into the cell, what happens? A further transcription will take place. The production of Lac-I will be taking place, not the process of transcription, but the production of Lac-I will take place irrespective of the presence of mutant gene. When the mutant gene is present, irrespective of the mutant gene, the wild type will be produced. This is known as uninducible mutant. Most lac mutants are recessive to wild type. The next point is lac mutation can be cis or trans-acting also. Cis-acting means in the same DNA, trans-acting means in double DNA, which we will be dealing in some of the other cases. Recessive mutation that cannot be complemented are cis-acting. Cis-acting mutants affect only the expression of genes on the same DNA where it occurs, which I have told in this point. Now, in the next slide, we will be dealing about some of the conditions. In the case 1, and it is in the normal case, a lac operon in E. coli with a mutation of regulatory lac-I gene. Here, in the normal case, we will be seeing this. What happens in case of lac-I which is mutated? This lac-I is mutated. That means mutant lac repressor is not able to bind to the operator. It cannot bind to the operator region, for which the further transcription will take place, and it will take place in a constitutive expression. Now, in our next slide, we will be dealing about the merozygotic state. What happens in case of a merozygotic state? It will have a F dash plasmid, and this is a chromosome in which the DNA is present, and it is having the promoter region, lac-I mutant, and here promoter for this gene transcription. It is having the 3 types of genes which is needed to be transcribed, and it is having a F dash plasmid, in which here what happens in this case, the lac-I is mutated. That means there will be no formation of repressor, but here the lac-I is positive. That means it can produce a repressor. So what happens in this case? The lac-I here, it will be not expressed, but the lac-I of the F dash plasmid will be able to come and bound to the operator region. So what happens when lac-I is coming and binding to the operator region? Here what happens? Normal lac repressor is able to bind operator. Here in the operator region of both the DNA, of both DNA and F plasmid, the lac-I mutant, the lac-I is coming and binding, by which both operons are repressed. So transcription will be off. What happens in this case? When lac-I is mutated, it will form a constitutive, dominant and trans-acting type of transcription. What is trans-acting? Trans-acting means it is taking place, see, here it is here in this case lac-I is mutated, but here lac-I is positive. That means it can produce the repressor. It is producing the repressor is produced from this DNA, but it is coming and binding to this repressor, binding to the operator region. This is known as transacting. That means from this DNA, the repressor is coming and binding to the operator of chromosome. That is the reason the transcription will be off. Now we will be dealing with the second case, a lac operon in E. coli with mutation in operator. What happens in this case is there is a mutation in the operator region. Here what happens, the lac-I is not mutated, so the formation of repressor will take in place, and what happens, it will bound to the, even if it is bounding to the operator region, it will not work in a proper way. That is the reason it is forming a constitutive transcription. Okay, constitutive transcription means even by the formation of the repressor, it does not work. That is known as constitutive transcription. Here repressor is present, but its work is not performed. That is the reason it is forming a constitutive repressor. Now we will be dealing about the next case in case of a merozygotic state. Here the lac-I is producing the repressor in both the cases, in E. coli as well as in F. dash plasmid. But what happens in this case? The operator of the E. coli is repressed, but in case of F. plasmid, it is having a positive operator. So the lac repressor which was present, it will come and it will bound to the operator region of F. dash plasmid. So in the case where the operator was mutated or it was having some of the defect was there in the operator region, the repressor cannot bind. That is the reason it will have a constitutive transcription. That means transcription will be taken place. But where the operator is performing well, the lac repressor will come and bind to the operator region for which the transcription will be repressed. That means transcription will not take place anymore. Now we will see what will be the scenario when the operator is mutated. It will have a dominant, cis acting, constitutive or cis dominant effect. Dominant means even in the mutation case also it is the repressor is working as a dominant way. That means it is doing its work. Cis acting. What do you mean by cis acting? Cis acting means it is taking place in the same DNA. The LAC-I protein which is produced, it is working in the same operator of its own operator and the transcription is repressed. Now we will be dealing about the next slide or the next points. In the third case, a lac operon in E. coli with a mutant regulator lac-I gene. What happens in this case? This is a case of E. coli, that is a chromosome. Here it is having a dominant negative mutation. That means it is having a dominating character, but the repressor which will be produced, it will having a mutation, it will having a mutated. That means it will not perform its work properly. And in the plasmid, in case of a plasmid, it will have proper inducer will be formed. So when they are produced, it will combiningly form the lac repressor. But when it will bind to the, it cannot bind to the performance of the repressor will be not be performed. So what happens? It cannot bind to the operator region, for which as it cannot, the repressor cannot bind to the operator region, then transcription will be taken place, and this type of transcription is known as constitutive transcription. And in the case when when the lac repressor is dominant negative mutation, then it will form dominant transacting and constitutive type of transcription to be taken place. Okay, we are now done with all the parts, terms and all the cases of lac operon. From this part only we will get all the questions in CSIR net. Thank you.